Indiana's college football ascension can be compared to a Netflix character, Steve Harrington from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch Stranger Things?
I haven't.
So, season one, Steve, he was the jock, he was the bully. I think he dated Nancy Wheeler. He was kind of an afterthought in season one. Didn't look like he had a lot of staying power. But you fast forward to season 5, he's like the face of the show. He's the main guy. Everyone knows who he is. In Indiana last year, in year 1 with Cignette, they're one-hit wonders. They can't do it. We're in year 2. They've got the Heisman winner. They got the best coach in college football, and they're on the verge of going 16-0 and winning the Natty. They are now, if not the face of college football, one of the faces in just year 2.
You're not alone trying to figure out like how this happened, right? It's kind of like Stranger Things. The name's it's a pretty strange thing to see Indiana at the top. A lot of people are relating it to Mark Cuban, him ushering some money in. Is that the thing? I think that just takes away with what Cignette's done, to be honest. There is a coach back in the day, he came to UW from Boise State, Chris Peterson. And he knows who he wants to coach and what kind of guys he wants on his team. And that's evident in the way Indiana plays. Do your job. If you do your job well, everyone does the job, will overachieve. And they've done just that. It helps to have the best quarterback in the NCAA. That helps a lot. But yeah, trying to tie it to any one thing, I would say if you're going to tie it to one thing and one thing only, it's got to be sick.
Well, everyone talks about NIL. You got to buy the players, you got to pay your players, but that's just part of the story.
Right.
The other part is you have to coach these players and you got to put them in a system and a scheme to win. And I was talking with someone over the weekend. I didn't realize this, but like Indiana has one of the largest and active alumni networks across the world. And now they can tap into that for college football and pair that with the best coach in college football. I mean, we might be on the verge of something special. How cool is that to go from the underdog to the favorite in less than 2 years?
Not an underdog. They were an afterthought. It's not as though they were even considered in the conversation for the college football playoff before Sig landed there.
Hello, and welcome to Big Ben and K-Win. Each week, we publish a brand new episode. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. That way, you can get notified each time a new episode drops. More of an audio podcast person. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, rate and review us. And for your social media, at Big Ben Kwin _, anywhere you get your social media. I'm Kwin, he's Big Ben. We're going to talk a little college football, a little transfer portal, NFL division round playoffs, and much, much more.
You know who Ty Simpson is?
From Alabama?
Yeah, quarterback for Bama. He declared, right? Said, I'm out of here.
He's going to the NFL draft?
Yep, he declared. You know what's happening right now? Miami's like, I got 6.5 mil if you stick around. Like, it is going to bring players back, like early declares from a...
That's a smart move to declare. Looks like, hey, if you want me, you better dig into that.
I mean, there's gonna
cash.
Yeah, there's gonna be some games played. There's gamesmanship around like how you market yourself. Hey, I'm rated in the middle of the first round. That's going to bring me probably 3 to 4 mil a year. You need to match that or better, right? Yeah. Plus, I have to take on the inherent risk of getting injured. But there is going to be a lot of that. And I do want to talk about 3 quarterbacks in the portal. Sam Leavitt.
Okay.
Dylan Raiola.
Yep.
And one that you may not have heard of. Drew Mastemaker.
Whoa, what about Josh Hoover?
Those 3. Because I want to bring this up for a reason. So I have 3 questions for you around each of these 3. Have they found a better home? I mean, is the grass going to be greener? Will he improve, the quarterback? Mm-hmm. And will the team improve?
I'll start with Sam Leavitt because I know him the most. ASU, 2 years ago, got them to college football playoff, dual threat quarterback. He's going to LSU. Yes, he will improve. Yes, it was a great move. I love it because The thing that Lane Kiffin does is he puts together an offensive system that is very quarterback friendly. And he gets quarterbacks to play at a high enough level to get drafted. Jackson Dart, Matt Corral. If you look at Trinidad Shambliss, Sam Levitt is a little like that in terms of he can throw the ball and he can run the ball. And I don't think he will be this good, but remember there's another quarterback from Arizona State who transferred to LSU and catapulted himself in the
Ooh.
NFL. He won't be as good as Jaden Daniels, but I think this is a great, great move by Sam Levitt.
You think it is? Like there's no lose in this
No,
scenario, is there?
he
It's
gets better receivers, he gets better talent, he gets to play in front of all these fans, and he's probably in the second best conference right now.
I just very true on all points. The funny thing about this is you look at ASU, they were in the college football playoff last year.
Yeah.
Like they're not that far removed from being where he wants to go with LSU. And the only I think gosh, there's going to be a lot of weight on his shoulders. Like it's with the money, with Lane, it's going to be you better win it all or at least be there.
But I will argue the opposite. He's probably going to get a couple 4 or 5-star running backs. He's going to have all these wide receivers, all these tight ends. He's probably going to have a better offensive line. So he's in a better position to succeed versus Arizona State. Who knows what's going to happen?
I mean, yeah, Dillingham. It's Dillingham?
Yeah.
He's begging for money. He doesn't have half the cash. He doesn't have a third of the cash that Lane Kiffin has. So
No.
couldn't afford him. We couldn't afford him. Dylan Raiola.
So I saw him up and close in Lincoln, Nebraska. He's a bigger quarterback. He's got a stronger arm. I only saw one game. He was a little inaccurate. With that being said, I think he made a great decision. Whether or not Dante Moore comes back, Dante Moore has to decide on Wednesday. If Dante Moore comes back, Dylan can redshirt. He can learn the system. He can learn under Dante. That's what Dante did under Dylan Gabriel, and he can come back with 2 years. If Dante Moore leaves, he's got the keys to the kingdom of an offense where we saw Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel, Dante Moore, and then we'll see if Dylan Raiola can do that. But they have a stable full of freshman running backs and freshman wide receivers and talent galore. I'm happy for him. I think it's a great move.
I mean, to your point, I think what you're saying is these players aren't just going somewhere to go somewhere for the money, but they're going saying, okay, I'll take the money, but I also want to get into a system that will get me to the NFL.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot of these players, my guess would be is if you're a quarterback, you're an alpha, you're a pretty confident guy, is like, get me those weapons. And I could do that in the college football playoff on the bigger stage. So why not, try it?
do you think that becomes a recruiting mechanism?
Yes.
Like tool? Absolutely. Like sign, hey, come here, sign, boom. Once we have you, like I'm a receiver, I want to go play for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be, right?
It's got to be.
Okay. Last guy, Drew Mastemaker.
I don't know a whole lot about him. Where's he going?
He's so Eric Morris. This is where I think the strongest upside. And to answer all those questions, as a grass greener, you're going from North Texas to Oklahoma State, where there's still Boone Pickens residual money out there to supplement whatever you. Mike Gundy who's the Mike Tomlin of the NCAA, where he's around so long that it's just saturated and kind of dull there now. And then so Eric Morris is bringing in this gunslinger, Mastemaker. He's going to have a system that's going to allow this guy to put up massive numbers. You're going to be able to over-deliver on whatever happened last year, and you're in the Big 12.
Yeah.
You're still getting a shot at turning things not just around, but sniffing the college football playoff pretty easily. The reason I bring him up, I like the idea of players going to where there's familiarity, like John Mateer did when Arbuckle went to Oklahoma. Like that's the ideal situation for me. So going back to the other two quarterbacks, like they're coming into a system they do not know, and they got to learn it quick. There's no, if you pay a guy $4 million, you're not paying him $4 million to redshirt, right? So there's some operational control that you have to have before you step foot in the field. And like with the short windows and kind of, you haven't been around the program. You don't know the coaches. You don't know the personnel. You don't know half the thing. Of the three, I think Mestamaker has the biggest opportunity to over deliver on expectations.
The Natty next Monday, number 1 Indiana University versus number 10 Miami. As of today, I think the line is -8.5 Indiana.
Came down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the home cooking for Miami a little bit.
And this is a home game for Miami.
Absolutely, 100% a home game. And that's the only, tried and true advantage Miami might have over Indiana, because it's not on the field. It's going to be in the stands. It's going to be, distractions. It's going to be whatever. But at the end of the day, Indiana's a really good team. What do you see?
Fernando Mendoza going home. He played high school football. I read this at Mario Cristobal's high school in Miami. So this is a homecoming for him. I see Indiana on the verge of something special. And with Cignette at the helm, he's going to keep them locked in. Like, beat Bama by 25. Beat the Ducks by 34. Are they going to beat Miami by like 40? Like, look at, like, they're up and to the right.
I think Cristobal's too good of a coach, though, too. And, like, if he's a motivator of any motivators, again, he has nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. They weren't supposed to be there. They weren't supposed to be in the national challenge, like college football playoff in the first place, for most people would say. But you're at home. Like, you got an ideal scenario if you're going to pull an upset.
Yeah.
That's probably why the line came down a little bit. But if Cristobal could play, they might win. Like, if he could get out there. But Indiana, I think they're just too disciplined. They're good. And to your point, they've beaten the best by a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So I got another analogy for you. Remember when we were growing up and Brussels sprouts were the vegetable that you really didn't like because it was wet or like bitter? It was kind of an afterthought. And then all of a sudden, people started to put in balsamic vinegar and honey and bacon, and Brussels sprouts went from the underdog to like the perennial favorite. If you're getting a side to go with your protein, you're looking at Brussels sprouts. And Indiana, like I said earlier, like underdog or even afterthought to perennial favorite. I think this thing is so special. It's so big. They have so many weapons. They can beat you in so many different ways. They've got 2 running backs. I think one is over 1,000 yards. The other one's close. They got 3 wide receivers. They've got a fast guy, a tall guy, a lanky guy. They've got everything. They got the Heisman Trophy winner. I have Indiana by a touchdown. I think it's going to be close.
So you think Miami will cover? I like everything you said, and then also the other thing you have to think about. This is really good for college football. Not so good for like your college football purists who don't see like the idea of NIL being the way to go and the way to fund teams and the way to ultimately produce wins. But to see Indiana go from an afterthought, right, to a perennial powerhouse in a matter of years. Like, every team's going to be searching for that formula, right? You're going to see more coach turnover. Like, oh, we can't. Cignette did it, right? Just puts so much fire probably on the likes of like USC, like we talked about, like Florida State, like all these teams that proverbially have a much better environment for kids to come play in, nicer environment,
better weather.
The thing alumni are going to be saying is like, Indiana can do that. Why can't we? And that's probably the narrative across 80% of the Big Ten. All of the SEC, probably top 25% of the Big 12, maybe more. And then probably the same could be said for the ACC. Like, there's no longer going to be loyalty. There's no longer, like, it is make stuff happen now.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
Cignette messed it up, right?
He did.
Year 1,
You're not supposed to do this, Sig.
Year 2, he got to the Natty. Year 2, he might win the Natty.
You're not supposed to do that. And that, you're right. Once, it's recency bias. You said this a few times. Like, you look at someone so recent, do that. you look around and go, our institution's just as good as those guys, if not better from resources. Let's go do it again. Or why can't we do it? But Indiana, I'm baffled, to be honest. If someone was going to say, let's do a case on what teams potentially in 2 years could make the national title and beat these teams by double digits, Indiana would have been at probably beyond 30.
Yeah.
Right?
But let's dive into this a little bit. I just looked this up. Dan Lanning has been at the University of Oregon for 5 years. You know, he's made the college football playoffs. He's made the semis, but it doesn't look as good as year 2 in the college football playoff. And then we go to someone who's down the road from me, Lincoln Riley. He's in year 5. They haven't even gotten to a college football playoff. So Cignette messed it up for everyone.
And especially the younger coaches. You know, like maybe we should start hiring those 62-year-olds that have, worked at D2 schools the last 15 years of their life. And maybe there's something to be said for that. But it just shows you that there's no perfect formula. Like it's lightning in a bottle. And whether it was Cignette, whether it was ingest the money into the program, like there's no like algorithm out there that's going to say this is going to get you to college football playoff. People are trying to figure it out.
They say imitation is the biggest form of flattery. And like when someone wins a Super Bowl or an NBA championship, everyone tries to model that team or that organization. I think a lot of athletic directors are going to look at what Cignette did, like assistant coach, D2, like worked his way up, older. So, hey, me and you are younger than Cignette.
We can start now.
For a job.
We can start now. Let's move to the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. Start at a CC. Let's do it tomorrow. Here's the thing. Sig goes to Iowa. Kirk France is gone.
I was going to say he goes to Minnesota.
Right. What then? Right? Like, are we talking about Iowa? Or is it, like what is the appropriate algorithm, equation, whatever you want to say, to have this happen again?
Yes, the divisional round.
I got a data piece for you.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm going to give you some stats. This individual has 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and 3,900 passing yards. This individual has 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and 3,700 passing yards. They are playing in Mile High Stadium this week.
Bo Nix and Josh Allen.
Who's Bo Nix and who's Josh Allen?
If you give me the rushing TDs, I can tell you who Josh Allen is.
Where I'm going with that is there's little difference outside of maybe the rushing. There's slight difference in rushing between Bo Nix this year and Josh Allen. Have we discredited Bo Nix in his season relative to where they are getting the bye versus Josh Allen?
No.
We're not talking about Bo Nix in this game.
No, we're talking about Josh Allen.
Right. What I'm saying is they have equal stats. They're the same quarterback. So why aren't we talking about Bo Nix?
When you're putting together
Bo Nix his pub.
When you're putting together a game plan, Josh Allen is number one.
Okay.
Bo Nix he's up there, but he's not like your main focal point. Bo Nix has a better defense. You could argue he has better wide receivers. He's got a better coach. The only thing Josh Allen has, he has a lot of things. He's got a cannon of an arm, better athlete, and he's got James Cook. But Bo Nix probably has a better supporting team around him.
You forgot about Josh Allen's wife.
Oh, yeah. That too. That's a gimme.
Bo Nix needs his day. He just needs kind of a. He does the font doesn't need to be the same size, but it needs to be relative. Like he has done a good job operating Sean. He's no Drew Brees, but operating Sean Payton's offense to the capacity that he has, put up similar stats to Josh Allen, and got his team a bye. Like, let's give him that. Can we give him that?
I will give him that.
He's not going to carry a guy 7 yards into the end zone like Josh Allen. but he's also done a really good job. I think would they win 10 straight at one point?
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if Bo Nix outplays Josh Allen this weekend.
Stop it. You know what else I'll give him? I'll give him a first-class ticket to Cancun because the Bills are going into Mile High Stadium and winning.
Okay.
Time is now for the Bills. They better do it this year.
I want to count the number of Q. Do you know what Q's stand for in a depth chart?
Questionable.
Do you know what O's stand for?
Out.
Okay.
Are you looking at the Niners depth chart?
No, I'm looking at the Bills right now. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Q's. And
it's
1,
early
2,
in the week.
And 1, 2, 3 O's. And I see 7 IRs. Like, Josh Allen is good. But your best safety, Jordan Poyer's got out. He's done. Dalton Kincaid's questionable. He's probably your second best wideout or receiver or pass catcher. And Josh Allen himself is questionable because he's dinged up too.
But he's Superman.
Dude. Haley's got to be cooking him a lot of chunky soup if he's going to make it through this game. That's all I'm saying.
Who are you picking?
I think that they've had a week off. And they probably knew they were getting the Bills. And the Bills got dinged up. Like, this is the reason you like to buy, so that you don't get dinged up. The Bills are dinged up. Like, and I think Josh can only do so much. James Cook looked, meh.
Jacksonville's got a good front four.
I agree. No, that's what I'm saying. And the Broncos might have an equally good front four. Like, it's not going to, you're not going to downgrade here. There's not like, I think the Broncos win like 17-14. And I'm wearing a Bills hat, and that's just being honest. I bet on the Bills to win the Super Bowl. It's just that I can't see them going into Mile High as dinged up as they are. And the defense is pretty depleted. Now, granted, Denver's not going to they don't have any playmakers that are just going to wow you. But they also and it's going to be tough to get off the field, to be honest. If they're going to Bo Nix, dink, dunk, Sutton catch, Ingram catch, it's just going to be a long day for the Bills. And the longer it gets for the Bills, the worse off they are. And I don't think they have the playmakers on offense to put up big numbers other than Josh Allen.
So last year, these two teams met, and the Bills won 31-7 in Buffalo. I think this year it's going to be much closer. It's obviously in Mile High Stadium. They've got a college atmosphere. But I think this is the James Cook game. I think Josh Allen's going to do what Josh Allen does. They're going to control the ball. They're not going to be able to hear anything, and they're going to hand the ball off to James Cook. James Cook is going to break out. The Broncos are good, but I don't know if they can play from behind. And Bo Nix, he did have some good stats, but he's still a little up and down. Doesn't have his first playoff win yet. I think the Bills are going to get him.
All right. Hey, if you're right, I'm happy. If you're wrong, I'm right. 22 degrees.
Let's move to the NFC.
I'm going the NFC. 22 degrees.
In Chicago or in Seattle?
In Chicago. Holy guacamole. That's why the line moved. The line has moved. 22 degrees? Is Devontae Adams he played in New York?
Green Bay.
Fair. Okay, let me, Matt Stafford.
But the Rams are favored. An LA team is favored in this weather.
But the line moved pretty significantly. And I think it's due to the weather and due to the idea that Stafford played in Detroit, dome. LA, dome. You're going to Chicago, Windy City. You're going to be your spiral's tight, but I mean, Nakua doesn't like to wear sleeves. I mean, it's going to be a tough environment. And granted, the Bears aren't playing the Packers, but I think the Bears got a good shot. What's the prediction, Sean? What do you think?
I think the Rams peaked too soon. If you look at the second half of the season, They lost to Carolina in the regular season. They lost to the Falcons coming down the stretch. I mean, they almost lost to Carolina last weekend. Their defense doesn't quite look the same. Bryce Young looked a little too comfortable. I think the Panthers scored every time they were in the red zone. They converted on third down. I think that there's something missing in the Rams offense. With the Bears, you've got the recipe on paper to get to the Super Bowl. You've got a great run game. You've got tight ends, cold weather. You got to throw it over the middle. And you got a QB who can improvise. I was thinking about it this week. You know when you have that hit song that you're just playing over and over again because it makes you feel good? Well, that's the feeling the Bears have in the fourth quarter when Caleb's driving. Because if they're close, the Bears are going to win this game. And I think it's going to be close. I don't think the Rams can do anything to get pressure on Caleb.
Colson Loveland, like it was his breakout game. Like at one point, they just lined him out wide, like a receiver, and just said, "We're going to go right at you." He had, I think, like 8 grabs for 124 yards.
He looked like Gronk.
He did. He looked great, and I think that's like who they thought he could be. But there's just so many options in that offense, right? You think about Sam Laporta when he was in Ben Johnson's offense. He wasn't the focal point, but he made a lot of plays. So Colson Loveland is now becoming Sam Laporta plus, in my opinion. And that's because it's cold. Tight ends are bigger. It's easier, bigger catch radius, whatever you want to say. I think the Rams are going to have a tough time with just on third down getting them off the field because of guys like Loveland. And listen, Chicago's played in cold weather. Would you rather play? Matt Stafford can throw a spiral in, temperature cooled 65-degree SoFi, no problem. He's old. He's our age. I don't know. I don't know how he does it at Soldier Field with Ditka in the stands. Not really.
I'm more worried about the Rams defense. I think Stafford and the Rams offense will be okay. But Chicago has too many weapons, too many gadget guys. You just mentioned Loveland. There's DJ Moore. There's Adunze. There's Burden. There's Swift. There's Kyle Managa. There's Cole Kmet. I think the Bears just have too many people, and they have probably top 3 offensive mind in the NFL, maybe top 2 behind Shanahan. And I think it's going to spell disaster for a Rams team that, again, struggled against Carolina. I wouldn't say this, and I don't think you would say this. Is Carolina a high-powered offense?
No, not even. I mean, no. They're the least powered offense in the playoffs. No, they are not. They are not. All right, so who do you have?
Bears, baby.
I'll take the Bears, too. The Bears. I like the Bears. Gosh, it'd be great if it was. Well, you want to go AFC, the other AFC game, Texans, Pats? Man. All right.
I got Texans out.
Third time this year these teams have met.
Should Seattle be worried about Sam Darnold? 0 playoff wins? Is he elite? Or is he just the Gen Z version of Kirk Cousins? Great in the regular season, but you got to do it in the playoffs. After week 10, I got these stats for you. 8 interceptions, 8 touchdowns. It looks pretty mid to me. I'm wondering if he can step up and do anything special in a big-time moment. Go back to last year. They lost to the Rams. If they play the Rams again, he's got, 7 interceptions in 3 games against the Rams? Sam cannot manage the offense. He's got to make a play and do something to win a game. Should Seattle be worried about Sam Darnold, a.k.a. Kirk Cousins?
Well, we don't have any history with Sam Darnold in the playoffs at this point.
Last year with the Vikings, his history.
Oh, come on. No. The Vikings were in a Kubiak offense. They didn't have this defense. They didn't have Jason Myers, the best kicker in the NFL. So
they had the best receiver in the NFL, Justin Jefferson.
It's not relative. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
He might have one of the best receivers in the NFL in Jackson Smith. And I think you and I texted about this. I don't think he's going to be asked to go out and win the game. He's not Josh Allen. They're not going to say, we need you to go out there and, run for 50 yards. And, they're going to say, manage the game. Don't lose it. I mean, look at, you guys got 6 questionables across your starting offensive defense.
It's better
You're
than
banged up.
It's better than 2 days ago.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to find your most, and this is, I mean, they talked about this. This is what good offensive coordinators do. First half, you go out and you just manage the game. But you find a soft spot. You find a guy in nickel that, is hobbled or just fresh out the scout team, or he's not going to be able to, you want to exploit. And then you do it. And I think that's what we'll be able to do with the Niners. Fred Warner might not play.
He's not playing. D. Winters practice this week. The Niners on their 7th or 8th string linebacker.
Right. So you can't tell me that, like, if I'm Sam Darnold, I'm not scared of the defense that I'm going up against. I just have to manage the game enough to chew up time because you don't have any explosive players on your side of the fence. When we talk about your offense, Greg Kittle's out, I think.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
He's done so. So, like, there's no one else. Your Niners do not scare me. So don't act scared. Don't play scared. Just do what you need to do and win the game and move on. That's what's happening.
This is Robert Sala's swan song. There's what, 8
Where's he going?
NFL head coaching jobs? He's got to be one of the people considered. I don't think anyone on the Niners defense scares anyone on the Seahawks. I think that is a fact. I looked this up. Bosa is 3rd in the league, third on the Niners in sacks, and he hasn't played since week 3. So the Niners do not pressure the quarterback. They cannot get to the quarterback. So it's going to come down to Robert Saleh. Can he scheme something up? Can he trick Sam or disguise coverage? It's got to be Robert Saleh's best defensive game for the Niners to have a chance. I think the Seahawks are the favorite. I think the Seahawks should win. I think the Niners will come off of last week, and it will be a great first quarter. But McCaffrey's banged up. Like, if Ricky Parasol plays, he's banged up. Trent Williams is like 60%. So I think it will be close early, but I think the rest, the youth of Seattle, I think they will wear them down in the second half and win the game.
I agree. And I don't think it's a matter of, like, Robert Saleh is not going to scheme something that Kubiak's
I'm saying he has to.
I know, but Kubiak's going to go, I've either seen this before or, like, I know how to, it's not just Sam Darnold. He's not going to get Sam in a situation where it's like, Sam hasn't seen this. Oh my goodness. My hope is that the Hawks don't do something, turn the ball over, something like that happen, right? Where now you're playing from behind. Now all of a sudden there's a little pressure. Like, my hope is you can kick field goals all day and still win the game, which has happened. That's happened. The Hawks are going to win by 10 points.
I agree. The Niners don't have enough on offense, and CMC's banged up. So I think the Hawks will win. The Niners would have to get some turnovers on defense and do something on special teams. The Niners can do that. They have a chance.
When Demarcus Robinson's your leading, like, people, I'm like, come on. Demarcus Robinson?
Yeah. Kyle Juszczyk was the 3rd leading receiver in yardage last week. They're fullback.
Swoosh.
Yeah. He's a great player, but he shouldn't be.
Yeah, you shouldn't be in the slot. You shouldn't be hanging
all
out
game long.
All right, so I got Hawks, Bears. I'm going to go against the Bills. Just Broncos, just to temper expectations.
And then do you have Texans or
Pats?
Okay. I'll go Texans just because you're going Pats. I got Bears. I got Hawks. And what's the other game? Did I miss? Did I get everything? I got everything. At Big Ben Kwin _ anywhere you get your social media. That's TikTok, Threads, Instagram. Follow the Discord. If you're watching this live on demand, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Really help us out. Anywhere you get your audio podcast, rate, review us 5 stars, and subscribe as well. I'm Kwin. He's Big Ben. we're out.
Should we get a bowl next year? What's the price for a bowl game?
Are we going to a bowl, or is the bowl game going to be named after us?
Both. If we're the presenting sponsor, I want to be 50-yard line.
Bowl games are dead.
I want to do FCS level 2 bowl game. Like just some.
I'm out.
You're out?
They're voting this week to go to either the 16-team playoff or 24-team playoff. I don't want to see any other bowl games if you're not a top 16 team or a top 24 team.
It'll be scarcity of bowl games. We'll get the best teams.
This is the year, Big Ben. I know I say this every year, but this is the year.
2026 is your year?
Our year. Big Ben and K win. Put in your 2 weeks. Call Blauhaus. Call Matt. Call all your real estate buddies. Buy Gail that house on the lake. This is it. This is the year, Big Ben.
Why do you say that? Are we hitting the portal? The podcast portal?
You got to start the year out with positivity, right? You got to always think this is the year. It can never be the year if you don't think it's the year.